All right. All right. So, let's get serious for a moment. All right, Tennessee fans, let's get serious. All right. So, the Tennessee Vols going up against the Pittsburgh Panthers tomorrow at noon. This is my first noon game since the Kentucky game of last season, and the last time we had a noon game, I ended up missing it. And we got blown out. It was terrible. I suffered greatly from looking at the score for the first time. But we're moving on from that. I'll be watching this one. You can guarantee it. I will be there to watch this one. So, let's talk about this Tennessee-Pittsburgh game. What are the expectations? What are Tennessee fans excited about in this matchup? Well, I've seen about everything you could possibly see from the people who are going, oh, the Vols are on their way to going 15-0. And then you got the Tennessee Vols are going to lose every game imaginable. So you got a combination of those two sides of the Tennessee fan base. Because believe me, there either you got the people who are going to think you're going 15-0, or the people who are thinking that Tennessee's going to go 0-15. Then you got the small minority, I guess the very small amount of Tennessee fans who have kind of got what I would consider a level head and know that Tennessee is not the best team in college football, far from it, but we're far from the worst. There are plenty of competitors for that one, and believe me, Tennessee is far from that. Very, very far from that. I can name several teams right now that are way worse off. Even just in the Power 5, I can name several teams that are worse off than Tennessee by a wide margin. Vanderbilt, Kansas, South Carolina, Washington, Oregon State, Purdue. Well, Purdue actually won their game against Oregon State, so maybe I'll let that slide. But yeah, I think that's more than enough. I think the idea is there. So, now staying on the topic here, Tennessee versus Pittsburgh. So, Pittsburgh coming into this game with one of the best defensive lines in the ACC. That's what they're known for. They have a really good defense coming in. Their offense with Kenny Pickett and several other weapons on their offense. This is not going to be. This won't be no Bowling Green. All right. So, getting serious for a minute. Serious squad trad in motion here. Let's talk about Tennessee and what they're bringing into this game. So, of course, we got a really good run game coming in. Jabari Small, I liked what I saw from him in the last game. We're bringing in a really good defense. I like what I saw from our defense. Our defensive backfield is going to need a few adjustments, I think, still, because we blew a lot of coverages in the game against Bowling Green. I'm sure we'll get that adjusted later on, though. Here's what I think the main concern is for all of us, especially the coaches and Josh Heupel. We have no passing game. For a specifically air raid offense, I'm trying to figure out where the passing game was in the second half of that Bowling Green game. As I guess, mediocre of a quarterback Joe Milton looked last game, considering the fact that Josh Heupel isn't going to consider switching to Harrison Bailey anytime soon, I guess we have to stick with it. I guess we have to stick with Joe Milton. He's a specifically known air raid quarterback because what does he do? He passes the ball, he throws deep. He's pretty much a JT Shrout. And a lot of people are very hype on Colorado for their run game, and they're starting JT Shrout. So maybe Tennessee can be just like Colorado. You never know. You never know. So, let me ask you this, Vol fans. Who are you taking in this game? Your Tennessee Vols or Pitt? Who are you taking in this matchup? Well, to be honest with you, I'm going to go ahead and roll with Pittsburgh in this matchup. They're just the way better team. They're going to be the more dominant team. They're going to be dominating Tennessee up front. With Tennessee having no passing game, they're not going to be able to do anything other than run the ball. And Pittsburgh is just going to be dominating in that front. And it's just not going to be pretty watching that go down. I think they're going to be dominating in the trenches, just absolutely taking care of Tennessee there, and I think Pittsburgh will run away with this one in a easy matchup for them, which will be unfortunate for us. Is what I would be saying if I wasn't a Tennessee fan. Look here, okay? Look here. I think this game, and I think Tennessee is severely underrated in this matchup, all right? Oh, Pittsburgh's the better team. Did you see that defensive line? Did you see how great their defensive line is? Did you see how many weapons they're bringing in on their defense? Hey, if you guys are talking about their defense so much, which let's be real, they've got a good defense. So have we. We're one and the same. Tennessee and Pittsburgh are one in the same. We have a great great defense, really good defensive line, but no offense. None at all. Kenny Pickett has been there for 5 years? And Pittsburgh is still reliant on their defense. Still reliant. Nothing changes here. Nothing's going to change with Kenny Pickett. He's been there for 5 years. It's like watching Jarrett Garantano. Jarrett Garantano has been there since, been at Tennessee since, Jesus was revived. And then what does he do? The same exact thing every year. It's the same thing with Kenny Pickett. It's the same thing with him. Except we don't have that anymore. We have Joe Milton, who we already know is going to revive this program single-handedly with his long arm. We all know it's going to happen. So let's be real here, Pitt. You're losing this game. You're losing it by a wide margin, all right? We are going to throw the ball on you so many times, you're not going to be able to know what to do with it. You aren't going to be running the ball like you saw against Bowling Green the entire time. No, that's not happening. Tennessee is rolling through you on the air raid game. It's not going to matter what you have pulled up. With your offense, it's not going to be nearly enough to handle Tennessee, all right? We are going through this game, and we are going to be 3-0 heading into the Florida game, which I'll get on you little turdlets later on. So, Bowling Green, that was our first win. Pittsburgh, that's our second. You can guarantee it. We all know what's happening, all right? So, Pittsburgh, I would just focus on the ACC, a conference that I think is way worse off, to be put, than the SEC. The ACC right now is a total joke. All right? Your best three teams, Miami, North Carolina, and Clemson, those are the only three teams that have any worth in that conference, and they all suck. Every single team in the ACC is big booty cheeks. Big booty cheeks. Big famous cheek clapper level booty cheeks. My goodness. North Carolina got absolutely rolled by Virginia freaking Tech. Then you got Clemson, who has no offense. You think you're making fun of Tennessee's offense for being so bad. Look at Clemson's. They couldn't put up a point on Georgia, but Georgia's got a good defense. Did you watch Clemson play? Did you watch them play? DJ Uigungule, or whatever his name is, he was running around. Oh, what? What's going on? What's going on? I can't find out. Is that supposed to be the best quarterback in the ACC right now? I don't know. You tell me. And then Miami, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Went into that game. Yeah, Miami might actually have a shot against Alabama. Miami, yeah, that was taken away. Alabama put up 50 points within 10 seconds of the game starting. So yeah, with 14:50 in the first quarter, it was already 30 nothing something whatever. Are those the three best teams in the ACC? Golly, what are you, Pitt? What are you? Yeah, Tennessee may not be one of the best three teams in the SEC, but I can guarantee you we're a lot better than about pretty much every team in the ACC. That conference is a total joke. A joke! And we'll prove that this Saturday when we go up against Pittsburgh. So, I think that about wraps it up here. We're going to be 2-0 after this one. You can guarantee it. So, Pittsburgh, let me give you a message that I think you're all too familiar with to end this video off. Pitt, why don't you do all of us Tennessee fans a favor and eat shit? Pittsburgh is going down this Saturday. You know it. Eat shit, Pitt. The Vols are winning this Saturday. Woo!